Hey guys, TGIF. Hello, hello, hello. Sorry I'm late. Slightly late tonight. There they all are. There you guys are. What's up? Oh, a bunch of people piling in here for this fine Friday. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
You're a little bit late.
I know. I was watching something on Netflix and I got completely engrossed in it and I realized what time it was. So here I am.
Here you
I'm
is.
back. And there you are. There
Here I
you
is.
are. And Trisha just popped in. Hey, Trisha. I hope you're doing well. Got a bunch of people. Ashley, Nan, and Phil, Catherine, Carrie. Yeah. Patty. Hey, guys. Cool. Well, happy Friday to everybody. Good evening.
What a week.
I know. It was kind of crazy. It's a little bit squirrely.
Well, you have to tell us what show it was that you got so engrossed in.
Mindhunter. I started a long time ago watching the first episode, season one, episode one, and I went, nah, this really isn't that interesting. But then I got to season one, episode two, and I was like, wow. And then I got engrossed. So I think I'm officially addicted to that show now.
Now, what is it again?
Called Mindhunter. It's loosely based on the history of the FBI developing its behavioral sciences unit or forensic psychology from
Okay.
the late 70s when they didn't know what serial killers were yet and they were calling them sequence killers. It's fascinating. Yeah, Frank likes that show. Gary likes that show. It's a good show. Season one, episode two. That's where I'm at tonight. So just started watching it.
And how many seasons are there?
Several. I think there's several
Okay.
seasons.
Cool. Is it gory stuff or is it just like more psychological thriller?
I don't know yet. I think it seems like
Oh,
it's more psychological thriller, but I'm only two episodes in, so
cool.
five seasons.
Frank
Wow.
says 2 seasons.
Oh, I'm sorry. Two seasons.
Two so far.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I was watching. Interesting stuff.
Cool.
And I got a piece of a box of animal crackers, so I think tonight is as good a night as any to make a postcard. So I
I
think
think
that's
so.
what I'm gonna do. Make a postcard.
Pam is here. Welcome.
Hello. Pam, we were just talking about your Hero Arts installment and how it's sold out. Like, I went on there yesterday, and I was like, let me go find this thing that Pam made. And like, there it was. There was your stamp set on the very front of the page. And I clicked on it, and I was like, all right, how much is this thing? And it was like, sold out. I'm like, what? So congratulations. That's a huge accomplishment for something to sell out that quickly that was just released. So yeah, I think your messaging touched a lot of people. It's super cool. So I'm really happy for you. And they are restocked. Okay. All right. Got it. Got it. So anybody that had missed the opportunity can now get Pam's stamp set again. So cool. I'm gonna have to check it out. Get in there, guys. And Russell, what are you
Yes.
working on? Oh, actually, Pam thinks Russell bought them all. That's possible.
Possibly. I haven't gotten it yet, but maybe.
Maybe. Hey, Nick.
Well, I bought one and then I sent a couple of friends who own stores. I sent them a link and they bought some. So I'm
Cool.
very happy that others have bought it and will have a chance. Lisa's here. Welcome, Lisa.
Hey. Oh, that's pretty awesome.
Did we say hello to Nick already?
I did. I
Okay,
did on her
cool.
way in. Yes.
She says aloha. That's Hawaiian.
Aloha. It is. Ah. Well, we made it, guys. It's Friday.
We did. We did.
Thank goodness.
Peace, love, and postcards is here.
Yay.
That's is that
Ilana.
Ilana?
Yes, it's Ilana. Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
I have a friend whose name is Ileana, and so I stumble sometimes
Oops.
saying that name.
See if my phone will stay here, guys. I don't know.
Stay, phone, stay.
No promises. No promises. No, no, no.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I have been. Peace lettering is Ilana.
Yes. Peace lettering is Ilana.
So peace, love, and postcards is Kristen, I believe. Is that right? Let me know,
Oh,
Kristen.
wait a minute. Oh, gosh, I'm
Yep.
sorry.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, it takes us a couple tries to get people's names right on
Now
here.
peace lettering has joined. Hello,
Okay.
Ilana.
Now that indeed is Ilana. Okay.
Yes, it is.
All right, so we have peace lettering and we also have peace, love, and postcards. Not that that is
Correct.
at all confusing.
Well, we had all of our. How long did it take us to get all of our create names together? Remember?
Oh my God! Like
yeah.
yes, it's Creative Girl, something something 82, which is Carrie's alter ego, and then Rhonda was Create Mail. So I'm like, wait,
Right.
what?
So peace, love, and postcards is indeed Kristen.
All right.
Formerly Kristen's postcards. She says, "I wish I could stay. I always pop in because of a notification, but I always had to pick up her husband from work at this time." But Kristen, we love having you around. She's been following me and making comment on a lot of my posts. So
Yes, ma'am.
I am glad you are here, and thank you for your support.
And actually, formerly known as Mail Slot, I believe she changed her name to Nikki's Postcards or something like that. Because people kept mistaking the name for Mail Slut. So
Yes.
she ultimately
Yeah,
changed
and we
her
made that
handle.
mistake a couple of times too, remember?
Yes. Oh, poor Nikki. I have not seen her in a while, but I'm sure she's out there somewhere in internet land, so.
Maybe she's watching on reruns.
Could be. Could be.
Let's say our hellos to Jim, who's working tonight.
Jim.
It's Friday night. Hello in the future, Jim.
Hello. Hello to you and all the other people out at the Trader Joe's right now, chilling with those delicious cookies. You know the ones I mean.
I walked past Trader Joe's today.
Yes.
And there was a line out the block.
What?
Yeah. And it was
on
like
sale?
97 degrees
Ew.
out in New York City. It was gross.
Oh no, that's ignorant.
Yeah.
That's ignorant. No.
Plus it was hot and muggy. It was like swampland because we had rain.
Mm-hmm.
It was just disgusting.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah. And it's supposed to, I'm going to melt on Sunday because it's supposed to get like to 98 without heat index on Sunday.
Can't you like go chill in a Dwayne Reed for an hour or so if it gets really bad?
No, because then you have to get in the subway and subterranean subway stations and
Too much of a hassle.
no,
I hear you.
yeah. Catherine, it was the one in Chelsea around 20 something in 6th Avenue. I had to go to pick some things up at one of Lisa and my favorite stores called the Ink Pad, who is sponsoring this Sunday's episode
No way.
of the studio.
No way.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's cool.
Yeah. So they have some freebies that they've offered. And so we're going to have like a raffle or a giveaway or something. I haven't decided quite yet how I'm going to do it. But so, yeah.
That's super cool, Russ. Wow. Super cool. And I think is that Trader Joe's in Chelsea near the Whole Foods in Chelsea, somewhat.
I don't think so.
Okay, because I used to work near the Whole Foods in Chelsea, like way back, a few years back.
Oh, come to think of it, it may be because I think that is around 7th and 23rd, 24th.
And if you
Yeah,
head
this
down
is
further, you're at that like little convention center thing by the wharf there.
yeah. Well, that's on like 10th Avenue.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. The Trader Joe's is like I would say 19th and 6th, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Yeah,
A little bit further away.
yeah.
Further.
So,
So
two things.
I
I
didn't
don't know
do
if you
I
can.
didn't do it.
I know, I know. I did it, and I made a big boo boo.
Oh, hold on, I'm coming back up. What happened?
So I colored this the wrong color.
Oh, I thought you were gonna
Okay.
say like you did something illegal. I was like, what
Oh
happened?
no.
Oh
If I did, I
no, that's
wouldn't share
ignorant.
it.
That's ignorant.
I would share. So I colored this the wrong color. This was supposed to be yellow, and I accidentally turned it the wrong green. So what I'm going to do is all these yellows are now going to be like this mottled yellow green. So I'm going to go over. And remember, I told you I thought I was going to layer because I didn't like that yellow was too bright.
Yes.
So that's the solution.
Oh, there you go.
So what was it? Happy what?
Happy accidents.
Happy
You're having a happy
accidents.
accident. No,
Yeah,
that's a good thing.
yeah.
It's kind of like postcarding, you know? You make a collage and you put something there and you're like, oh, that's ugly. So then you go cover it up with something.
So who
Just cover
was
it
it
up.
yesterday that had the wonderful idea of maybe doing a 2 episode um, studio session for rubber stamping? So there's just so much stuff to talk about. I think that may be a good idea. So let me know in the comments if that would be too boring, or do you want me to try to fit it all in one episode? Or should I try to do a 2 episode edition of rubber stamping on the studio?
I think you need someone to co-host, Russ, honestly.
I don't know.
Someone to make witty comments and make junky comments when you show off your stuff. I honestly, it depends on how fast you talk. Like in all seriousness, if you talk really quickly and you don't have a buttload of questions, you could probably cram it into like 1 hour. But I don't know. It depends on how much content you really think you have there.
Yeah.
Like you could do maybe just layering techniques as one, or you could do
Well, the first
ink
episode is going to
types.
be right. The first episode is going to be a true beginner session. So we're going to talk about uh, stamp inks and different kinds of stamps, and then we need to talk about putting different kinds of paper with different kind of inks and that kind of thing. And then we're going to actually get into rubber stamping, how to stamp images, how to correct mistakes that you make in your
Ooh,
stamping. And then we're actually going to talk about coloring, how you color in, which stamp inks you can use watercolor markers with, which ones you can use Copic markers with. And then we're going to actually talk about heat embossing. So yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that we can do.
cool.
Yeah, it's just that those of you who already know it, I don't want to bore you, but those who don't know it, I'd love for you to have a true primer so that you can then, as Patty said, she doesn't stamp now, but she may after the episode airs. So we'll see. We'll play by ear. Okay, Pam says, okay, 3 episodes. So, but yeah.
Sounds like there's a lot of content there. That's what I'm picking up.
Well, that's the thing. There can be, and it's just I don't know if I should gloss over things or if I should go into depth. That whole thing. Do you go into depth as
Yeah,
if?
A lot of it
And
depends if you have a lot of newbies on there or not.
right, do you bore the people who are experienced, who just going to be gracious enough to follow along just for the sake of following along?
True. Although,
You know,
even if you're experienced, there's always something you can learn from another crafter. Even if you think, even if you think you're like intermediate or above on
right.
something.
And just the other thing is that we have so many experienced stampers following already.
People might have
Uh,
other ideas that,
and
maybe
that's
they could share too. Like
well,
cross
that's true.
pollinate it, yo.
Yeah, maybe that's true as
Cross
well. Maybe
pollinate.
we can, like a butterfly, cross
Cross
pollinate.
pollinate that, man. Come on, man. Let's cross pollinate.
Well, we'll play it by ear. We'll keep it loose,
I'll
simple
fly
and
up in here with
loose.
my little pollen.
But you got pollen on your butt.
I would make an awesome bee. I'd be like, yeah. Anyway,
I'd be one of those bees that falls asleep inside the flower. It goes into a food coma because it has so much pollen, and you see them fall asleep.
you know what's weird? The other morning I went out. This is actually okay. This is a few weeks ago. I go out into my garden, and there's a little wooden platform near like our shed, and there was a small bird just sitting on it sleeping, and it didn't hear me. It was just sitting in the sun like totally zen, and for some reason it was not afraid of me. And so I walked up closely to it and I was looking at it, and I'm like, it's weird, like, is it rabid? Why isn't this thing flying away? And then I finally got up really close to it, and then it looked up at me. It was like, ah! And then it flew off, and I was like, I have never seen a bird do that. Like, it was so at ease in my backyard. I'm like, y'all are getting too comfortable out here. No, 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 no. No, no, no.
We had seagulls in Manhattan today.
If you go on the website, actually the Instagram account, Atlas Obscura, today they had a really cool post of someone wearing an outfit. It looked like a chicken wire cage, and it had hamburger buns attached all the way around. And the person was just standing like this, and there were all these seagulls flocking, like watching this person. And it was like, come feast. And the seagulls were all like up in there. It was crazy. You guys should definitely go check that out.
What's it again?
Atlas Obscura, and you can find a lot of interesting. Sometimes they'll put different foods or places. It's just oddities, whether they're places you can visit or foods you can eat in different exotic places. But there's always something cool on there.
I had a very interesting experience with the homeless man today.
Ooh, do tell.
So at the theater's on 44th between 7th and 8th. And on the corner of 44th and 8th, Frank says that's a fab site, by the way. Your Obscura site.
It's fun, yeah.
So we have this homeless guy, and he sits there every day and goes, "You got $1? You got $1?" That's exactly how he says it, right?
Okay.
So I have to listen to this like for 8 to 10 hours a day.
Are you
his voice.
outside for your job or what?
I am at the stage door, so the doors are open, so we can hear him. So
Oh.
I'm right inside the doors, but on the street level.
So it's him like approaching other people for their
No, he's sitting
dollars.
down outside of the subway station. So as people exit and as people enter,
Uh-huh.
he's asking them for $1.
Does he
Right?
does he make good money that way? I mean,
Today he made good money because it was payday, so everyone felt generous today. So finally I get off of work, and I have an errand to run because I have to go to the ink shop, ink pad. And so he sees me and goes, "You got $1? You got $1?" And I said, hey man, it's the pandemic. No one has cash anymore. And he goes, "I got Venmo."
what?
I go, "What?"
Like, no. We're not doing that like that. No. That's ignorant. No.
It made me laugh so
He's like,
loud.
I also accept Venmo.
Yeah.
Homeless guy at Venmo. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's I mean, I give him credit. That's creative. That's creative.
Yeah. I just about busted a gut laughing.
I don't know,
But we have,
that busking and that can be quite lucrative. I once knew
oh,
a guy who played the violin in the metro stations in DC, and the only reason why he had to get a real job because the guy would rake in like hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in a day by standing down there, like crazy money over the course of a week. He didn't have any health insurance, and he had to get a job so that he could. I guess he was classically trained or something at one point when he was younger. The guy made like sick cash just standing down there busking with like his open violin case.
my
Anyway,
friend Morella's here. Hey, Morella, welcome.
hello.
I'm the one that's down here talking and coloring.
I'm not Russell. Just pointing that out. But I could
She's
be
the face of the show.
for a price. I could be for a price.
And you know what you're doing again, don't you?
Touching something that has glitter on it.
No.
I'm spinning. Am I spinning?
No, you're not spinning.
What am I doing? What am I doing?
You're talking directly to the camera so people can't see what you're doing.
Ah, here we go.
Here we go.
Back into the salt mine. Like, y'all are salty tonight. Jeez. Salty.
Thanks, Morella. It is a study in greens because I don't work in a lot of greens. And so I am making myself work in green today. And well, this is a continuation for my project yesterday. I got a bunch of grief for coloring at the theater today.
They don't like you when you color?
No, it wasn't. It was just have these Teamsters who load up all of the trucks,
Uh-huh.
right? And because it's a union requirement, the Teamsters actually have to load the trucks.
Okay.
And so so they were incredulous that I was sitting there coloring.
Are you a Teamster, Russ?
No, I'm not. I am in a union, but I'm not in that union.
So, like, are you in, like, the union that, like, beats people up and stuff?
No, I am the union that is projectionist and theater front of house employees.
That's a union?
Yep.
Wow. That's kind of crazy. I didn't know that had a union.
Yeah.
Huh.
So
Doesn't sound as dangerous as Teamsters.
no.
Like, yo, you don't
yeah,
mess with Teamsters. You just
yeah.
don't.
But you know, they were giving me grief all day today. And they were trying to come up with color names that they had no idea what it was, right? Just to pretend that they were smart. It was the funniest thing. Like, I was working in a lime green, and so and he goes, "Oh man, that's a cool magenta." I'm like, "Dude, you
Oh
have
my
no idea."
God.
Yeah, is that kind of thing? And I'm like, "Dude, you have no idea."
You don't even know what you're talking about
Yeah.
now.
Ashley says, Allison, that's not the mob. It's a union, not a mob.
I don't know.
So here is my layering. So I did the yellow and I put the green on top, and now I'm going to go back and mottle with yellow again. So it's going to be a triple layer of this. So you can.
What is mottle? I don't know. What's a model with you?
She's funny.
Sorry.
You're funny.
Sorry.
You see how? Look, do you not know what the word means though?
Model. I'm about to go model this thing. No, I don't know. What am I asking? I don't know what model is.
Okay, yeah, no, that's all. I thought I didn't know if you were being funny or if you were trying to make a joke at my expense.
I do not know what that means.
Model is this where you have splotches of color.
Okay.
Yeah, so like, see how this is? Can you see it? It's hard to see
now.
in this light.
Oops. Oh
yeah,
no, my
how
camera.
it's like little yellow dots in that background.
My camera.
See, here's
just
one that's
broke.
not modeled, and here's one that's modeled.
God. Hold on. My camera holder thingamadooey just broke. No, it didn't. It just popped out of its socket. Hold up.
So Nan says, does it mess up the markers when you color on top of another? No, it doesn't. Not with Copic markers.
All right, that definitely messed up my setup. Okay, rate my setup. Better? Worse? It's not falling over. Okay. All right. So I'm sorry. I got distracted because this thing that holds my phone up fell over. So I'm back. Mottling. Show that again, Russ.
So I'll go the opposite direction. So this one's modeled, so you can see it has like little yellow dots on it.
Yes.
This one's not modeled.
Okay. So you
So what
have an
I'm
existing base color and you're kind of like.
well, I took the yellow was the base color,
Uh-huh.
and then I added this green on top, and now I'm going to put yellow on top of that green, the same base color that I had, so it will look modeled.
Gotcha. Okay. And Patty has a question. She's raising her hand. Yes, Patty.
Yes, Patty. I love people. I love students who raise their hands.
I wasn't one of them.
I can only imagine.
Ooh, carrots. What's this?
Patty, Copic markers are a brand name. They are alcohol markers. So you're absolutely correct. They are alcohol markers, but Copic is the brand. You're absolutely right. So there are other alcohol markers on the market as well. And someone can correct me. I think Tombow
That sounds
are
right.
alcohol.
I think I've seen that brand before.
Yeah, I think those are alcohol as well. Someone can correct me if I am mistaken. And you are quite welcome.
I had no idea that I would have the self-discipline to make a postcard tonight, but here we are. I'm gonna count that as a win.
That is a win.
I was like, maybe I'll just color. I don't know. And then it got to be
Oh.
like 9:58. I was like, oh, I guess I'll make a postcard.
So Lisa has corrected me and says Tombow are water-based. They are not alcohol-based.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for the clarification.
Thank you.
I'm sticking to everything because I'm so sweaty.
I'm sorry. I feel like we should do a GoFundMe for your air conditioner.
Well, I'm still waiting for my swamp thing to come in, my swamp cooler.
What?
Yeah, you remember?
Why is it taking so long?
I don't know, probably because it's coming from China. That's what I hate about these things, is they stick you, they get you on, on Facebook, or they get you on Instagram. Oh, you need this, and I'm like, yes, I do need that, and I go to it. But then when you go for the contact me or all that, it doesn't tell you where it's coming from.
Oh boy.
Right.
Yeah.
So and then all of a sudden it's like, you have a customs package that needs to pay customs fees. I'm like, what did I order? Of course, I order so many things at 3:00 in the morning because I can't sleep and always forget what I order.
Oh no.
I don't know if anybody else is like that. Yeah. And then I like, oh, that's coming from China? Yeah. Okay, folks, there is my main design.
That has a very 70s, like a 70s kitchen vibe, or like somebody's.
Exactly.
Somebody's.
Do you remember those
den.
avocado green appliances?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had them in my mom's house for years and years.
So now I am going to color in the white areas with a complementary color, which means that it is directly across from the color on the color wheel.
I'm going to go with purple on that.
Purple actually is a contrasting color, not a complementary color.
Red?
Nope. Close.
Orange?
Orange.
Oh, interesting.
Which is why Pam's combination of teal and orange is so popular, because they are complementary colors. Now, this is just a simply non-blue version of green. This is more of a yellow green as opposed to a blue green, which is teal. So we are going to see how this works. So theoretically, it should work. Now, I have more of a red-orange than a yellow-orange here. So we'll see how this goes. And I'm going to See, this is how I also cheat. When I'm not that confident, I start off in a small corner so I can change it if I mess it up.
That's
See, I'm
kind
gonna
of
do
like just dipping your foot in the pool before you dive in
exactly,
head first. Kind of just
exactly.
sometimes you gotta just dip a little bit. That's all.
That's all.
That's all.
So
So,
there it is in that top left corner, the orange and my limeish green that I have.
that does
And I
go well
kind of like
together.
that.
I like it too.
So I'm going to jump in the pool
Yeah.
with
Head first,
both
man.
feet. No, feet first.
Feet first. Okay.
Yep. Because if it's too shallow, you just break your legs rather than break your back. That's what the nuns used to tell us. Why we should never just jump into water.
Just better to break your legs and break your back.
Yep.
I guess there's some logic and some wisdom
Well,
behind
it's
that.
nun logic, as in N-U-N, not N-O-N-E.
Oh, I know. I
Yeah.
know.
No, the idea is that they read these stories, about, these guys that jump off the cliffs into water and they
Cautionary
think
tale
it's a
for
lot.
children.
Yeah, exactly. So they think it's a lot deeper than it really is. And they, become paralyzed from the neck down, become quadriplegic, simply because they jumped in head first. But I actually broke both my legs one time.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it story time?
It depends. If people are interested, I'll be more than happy to share the story.
Is it a terribly gory or graphic story?
No, it's not terribly gory. It's typical of Russ Romano life.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess
I
I'm
was
bought in.
okay. I was in the military, as you know, and I was an aerial photographer. I used to jump out of airplanes and take photos. We were required to jump out of a plane on the south side of a cliff because they want us to take pictures just on the other side of the cliff.
Okay.
So they put us out of the airplane on the south side so that we would, with the wind, we would carry us over the cliff, and we could take pictures as we cleared the cliff on the north side. Well, I told the officer in charge, who was a lieutenant, that this is a very bad idea. Why don't we somehow just jump out as we're passing the cliff so that we can clear the cliff and take photos? But because he was a lieutenant and he was an officer in charge, he said no. So I punched him.
Okay.
And got court-martialed for hitting an officer. So we jumped anyway, and as I left, the winds changed and shifted, and so it went from a north riding wind to a south riding wind. So that meant that when we were discharged from south of the cliff, that we would be discharged directly into the cliff when the winds changed. And so, which meant that I was absolutely right in my assessment of the situation. But we had to jump anyway because he said we had to jump.
Oh my God.
So I jumped first because I was the senior enlisted person in charge, and the wind changed and I was forced into the side of the cliff. And so I see this happening, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to die right here and now. So I said, well, I need to stop my momentum. So I could either put my arms out or I could put my legs out to try to stop the momentum that I was going, and hope that when I stopped momentum, that the wind would pick up and lift my parachute up rather than down. And so I like, okay, your legs are longer than your arms, so put your legs out first because you have a better chance of surviving.
Oh no.
So I did that, and I stopped my momentum, and the wind did indeed pick up, but I broke both my legs in the process.
Oh my God. So how did they rescue you? Did they have to like fly back down and get you?
Oh, we had people on the ground,
Uh-huh.
and so I ended up in the water, and then they sent a boat out to pluck me up out of the water.
And at that point, did you realize like, oh crap, I broke my legs?
Yeah, I knew I had broken them.
Oh my God.
So yeah,
Ah.
yeah. This is also the same lieutenant that dropped me off during the Falkland Islands War. I was taking photos of the Falkland Islands War, um, and he forgot about me. He forgot to pick me up in the water. I was bobbing in the water for 8 hours
Oh my God.
and singing every Christmas carol that I knew just to survive.
That would freak me out because you're out in the deep water, right?
Yeah, but you got the possibility of sharks swimming below you.
Right. Oh my
Yeah,
God. Yeah,
because you're in
no.
warm water.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, I have a fear of open water like that in real life. Like, I don't like being in the ocean too deep. I don't even like being in a lake or a pond. Like, I am not a fan of that. That is not my jam. I like swimming pools, they're lovely. But if I can't see bottom, no, no, no.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I mean, I do like to go to the beach, but I'm with you. I'd much rather do a pool swim than an open water swim.
Yep, open water, man.
Well, I just
Too
don't
many
like all the.
unknowns.
Well, yeah, I mean, like the jellyfish and all that kind of stuff, and you can get stung, and
I was like,
you know,
this is more trouble than it's worth.
yeah.
Yup.
So I went to court martial, um, which is like military court,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so everyone knew I was right, but because he was an officer and I was enlisted, um, I was busted in rank for hitting an officer. Um, so I was busted down one rank. But then, after a probationary period, I was reinstated to my previous rank because they had to do something,
Mm-hmm.
or every enlisted person would be knocking a lieutenant on the rear end. But yeah, but he eventually got kicked out of the Navy.
Oh, he got kicked out?
Yeah.
What the heck? What do you have to do to get kicked out of the Navy?
He ran the ship aground. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you say ship, are we talking like aircraft carrier kind of ship?
No, we're talking about a small ship, but still, a frigate, which is one of the smaller ships in the Navy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and he wasn't paying attention to what he was doing, and he actually struck another ship,
Oh my God.
a freighter, that got too close, and it was the freighter's fault, you know. But and he couldn't get out of the way quick enough.
Wow.
Yeah. But because he was the officer on deck, the person in charge, he got blamed for it, even though it wasn't really totally his fault, but
Mm-hmm.
it was.
All right. So the postcard is more or less finished.
Nick says she is scared of lakes and rivers as well.
Yeah, it's just like the fear of not knowing what is swimming around or beneath
Well,
you.
especially all these
Ugh.
reality shows that they show on TV now,
Yep.
like the river monsters.
Yep.
Who's ever going to go in a river ever again?
Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
Especially not in like a southern state. Nope. Like alligators, snakes, I don't know, whatever else they've got down there. Swimming feral hogs. Like, I just don't know. Like, it would be my luck to run into something like that.
I think I saw somewhere online that you were sending out feral pig postcards. Is that you?
Maybe.
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 Nick said she's fine with the ocean, though. She just doesn't like lakes and rivers.
Why are you creeping on my internet anyway?
Who's creeping?
You're creeping,
You talking
Russ.
to me?
You're creeping.
No, I
Why are you
wasn't
creeping on
creeping
my
on
internet?
you.
Why are you creeping on my interwebs?
I wasn't on you. Someone else posted a photo of a feral pig that someone sent her,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought, I think that probably sounds like our Allison doing that.
That is peak maximum performance right there. You don't know what peak performance is until you experience it.
Gator snakes, oh my, says Ashley. Patty says, oh, so on the river after dark, lots of red eyes shining eyes out
Oh
there.
my God,
Yeah.
no.
And Patty says, gators will
No.
not mess with you. They'll eat your pets, though.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, on the farm, we had difficulty with the owls. We had some barn owls, which I absolutely adored. But we couldn't leave out little small animals at night because
Aw.
they would eat them.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, so
No.
whenever the farm animals, the farm pets, I should say, like the cats and things had kittens and stuff, we had to be very, very careful. And like when we had baby chicks,
Oh
because
yeah.
they won't do it during the day.
That's a snack to them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're nighttime animals, but yeah, so we always had to make sure that everything was locked up at night.
Hey, Russ, how often are you checking your Midtown PO box these days? Like once a week
For
or
about every other day.
every other day? Oh, okay, that's fairly frequent. Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Well, that's because I'm working Midtown.
Yes. Yes.
So it's much easier for me to get there. Actually, I am going to be not Ashley. Actually, I need to enunciate. I am going tomorrow because I'm hoping to drop off my prizes for mailing tomorrow.
Woohoo!
And while I'm in Midtown, I'm going to check my PO box.
There you go. Two birds, one stone, man.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Now I need to find. I made a boo-boo.
No.
So I need to find my. I can't find it. Pam, help me.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for my colorist blending marker. There it is. Because I made a boo-boo. I got some orange on my green. See that little dot of orange right there?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was talking and not paying attention to where my marker was.
Uh-oh.
So I'm going to try to lift this up a little bit.
Did you guys ever catch the serial pooper outside of your theater?
Nope, not yet.
Time will tell.
Well, we think we know who it is. We're going to go back and look on the cameras.
You
We
think you know who it is. Okay.
Yep. We call him the meditator. He comes into Midtown looking like that kung fu guy. What's his name? Keith Carradine. Remember that show? Any of you old people? So, he's got the loose pants and, the different color top.
Does he look like he's about to break out into like tai chi moves or something?
Well, he kind of looks like that, but he has a backpack and we think he's homeless, but we don't know. But he'll just sit on the sidewalk. He won't.
The guy could be a millionaire for all you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's New York. I mean, you just never know.
But he sits on the sidewalk and he doesn't panhandle. He just sits there. David Carradine. Thank you, Frank. He just sits there and, cross-legged, and he's not doing ohms or anything like that. But, he doesn't have any, he gets a piece of cardboard and he sits on kung fu. Thank you. And so he sits on cardboard and he just sits, cross-legged, like in whatever that lotus position is or whatever it's called. Mm-hmm. And then he just sits there and then people just throw money at him. It's amazing.
And
he doesn't ask for anything.
He doesn't ask for anything?
Nope. He just sits there.
Whoa.
And so, and so, um,
That's talent.
and so we think it's him.
Meditation guy. Huh. Okay.
Yeah, that's what we call. That's our nickname for him.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of eccentric people in New York City, too. So the guy could very well be like a millionaire, and he just happens to come out and do that.
No, actually, Nick, he actually is Asian. So it's not a white guy squinting like an Asian. No, he's actually an Asian. I didn't mean to imply anything otherwise. Um,
Do people ever engage this guy in conversation, or is it just kind of a
he doesn't
one way?
talk. He doesn't talk. People will talk at him, but
He
he
doesn't
won't
talk.
respond.
Really?
Yeah.
That's mighty suspicious.
We don't know if he's is it mute? Mute? Yeah. Or deaf or any of that. But he doesn't talk to anybody. People talk at him,
Right.
and I've never seen him like acknowledge that people are talking to him.
Huh.
You know, like he doesn't shake his head yes or nod yes or anything like that.
Yeah.
The only time that we see him acknowledge something is when the police get involved and they ask him to move.
That is so odd.
Yeah.
But there again, there's a lot of people on the street in New York like that.
Oh,
So
sorry, Nick. I thought you took offense to me talking about the guy. No, what she meant was David Carradine was a white guy squinting like an Asian.
oh,
Yeah, yeah.
that reference, I don't even know who that guy is. So other than he's an actor, right? I
Yes.
don't even the entire reference was lost on me. I'm sorry.
No, I try to be sensitive to our perceptions of people, and so I just want to make sure I wasn't implying, implying something that wasn't meant.
Oh, good, man. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Look, I'm Mod Podged already.
Yeah.
Look.
And how is it we only have 10 minutes? Oh, I forgot to send you a picture.
A picture of what?
Well, I was at the craft store today, at the art store, and I found the largest container of Mod Podge I've ever seen.
Okay, like by ounces, how big are we talking?
It was like a gallon of Mod Podge.
They sell it in that unit of measurement?
Yes, it was huge.
Crazy.
I thought my container was big, but this was
What would you do with a
humongous.
gallon of Mod Podge? That blows my
Could
mind.
you imagine the number of postcards?
I mean, I get a lot of mileage out of one of these little dudes, and this is only a 2 ouncer.
Ashley says she sees a whale. Did you put a whale on your card?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
That whale, I think, actually came from some Happy Mail that our very own Love and Stamps sent me. So I think someone sent me. Who was that? It might have been June. I don't know. Somebody sent me a little Happy Mail envelope, and within the envelope there was a smaller envelope, and it was like whale paper, and there was this whale sticker. So
Is Jonah anywhere there?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
No.
That's a biblical reference for anybody who didn't catch it.
Yes. Yes.
That was one of my very first professional gigs, was singing. I was the understudy for Sport and Life in Porgy and Bess at the Houston Grand Opera.
Cool.
And I got to sing that song that he sings about Jonah. He lived in the whale.
Cool.
Yeah. And we went on tour, and the lead that was singing that part never called out sick. He never called out sick at all. So
That's some pretty solid immunity right there.
yeah. Well, what he did was he said, "Look, we're going to be in your hometown. I'm going to call out sick on." Well, he told the stage manager, "I'm going to be sick on August the 15th. so you need to put Russ on. And that August 15th was when I was going to be in my home city, so that I could invite all of my people to come see me perform.
Cool.
And it was the only performance that I did as an understudy. And of course, who didn't come? My adopted mom and dad.
Ah, no.
Yeah,
Oops.
because they refused to support my non-career, as they called it.
Boo. Bummer. Well, I would
Yeah,
have come to see you
they
perform.
said being a singer. They said being a singer is a hobby. It's not a real job.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Well, that was
No,
them.
no, no, no,
Yeah,
no.
they wanted a doctor or a lawyer, and they would get mad when I says, "Well, it's not a lawyer; it's an attorney. If you're going to call it by the right name." Yeah, I was spiteful that way. Yeah.
Note to self, do not cause Russell to be spiteful.
There's nothing worse than a spiteful gay guy. Nothing worse.
Note to self.
Oh,
Okay.
someone called me homely today on a
What?
dating site. Yeah.
What?
And so my friend sent me this little you know how in New York we have different names for different interpretations for like apartments?
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you describe your apartment on Craigslist, when you say this, you really mean this, and that kind of thing.
Okay.
So he sent me one for all these terms that you can find in dating sites. And so he said, homely is like being ugly light.
I guess that's not as bad as calling somebody mugly.
Yeah.
Like you're mugly.
Yeah.
But
So
homely.
he interpreted all those. Yeah. He goes, yeah, homely, that's just ugly light.
So how did they okay, how was this used in a sentence? Like, sorry, I can't date you. You're homely.
That's almost exactly what he said. He says, no, I think I'll pass. You're a little too homely for me.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
What site is this that you are using, may I
You,
ask?
you, you don't want to know.
All right, I won't ask. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. And we all got a big laugh out of it. We thought it was the funniest thing. You know,
I
but
think half the time people just
you
go on
can't be
there
on dating
for
sites and have a thin skin.
no,
That's
I
just
think
yeah.
half the time people are just on there for this the sheer amusement of the experience.
Or the naked pictures.
Yeah, I imagine
Yeah.
that's a big seller too.
Yeah.
Big seller.
Big seller.
So what are you going to do with that picture now that you're done with it?
I don't know yet. Does everyone like it? I kind of like it.
I kind of want to make wallpaper out of it, honestly. That would make
That
some
would make like a
really
great
crazy wallpaper.
arts and crafts movement paper, like a William Morris paper, wallpaper.
Yes.
Oh, Lisa, you're absolutely right. He definitely doesn't know what he missed.
Darn right. Darn right. And Nan
So
likes your green with orange. See, those colors are
yep.
very complementary.
But I think now that I've looked at it, I probably should have kept that yellow.
No, 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 no. It's perfect. Like, I agree. Nick says it kind of looks three-dimensional from here.
That's because I'm waving it.
No, it's because of like the lighter green looks like it's
Right.
somehow in front of those. Well, that's trippy.
Yeah.
I can't get my head wrapped around that. Why is it doing that? And it's not because
But
you're wiggling the paper.
no, but I think that if I had kept this yellow, it probably would have ended up much more attractive. Because there are too many similar, in my taste, there's too many similar greens.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe I could have, instead of this yellow, I could use an olive green or like a moss green. It's definitely very, very Celtic. Absolutely.
It is. I like those.
But I think I think it needs a different color there because a lot of these greens look too similar. Like this one looks a little too similar to that one, right? So maybe if I used a gray green, like a moss green or sage green, or that yellow.
How many
But
greens
no,
do you have, like, in your Copic marker collection? How many would you say you have? Are those... No, there's some blue in there. And there's some mustard. Or is that chartreuse? Maybe it's chartreuse. I'm seeing blues,
These are
guys.
all in the same family. So these are greens and blue greens,
Okay.
right? So and there's some more. Yeah, it's one of the larger color groups in Copic markers.
And if somebody were hypothetically to go out and try to buy a set of every single Copic marker available, like every hue available, what'll that run you price wise? Just curious.
I don't remember. I think each pen is like $8.95.
So round
And
up
they're
to
like
9.
several hundred colors. I want it's like 200 colors, maybe 250 colors. Oh, thank you, Nan. We have 2 minutes remaining.
Oh my gosh. Wow. So that's a pretty good chunk of change there.
It's an investment, absolutely.
And do you have to refill those? Like, how do those work?
They are refillable, which is one of the reasons why I use these. And the refills are like $12, I think. But you can get like 8 refills per refiller. Uh, uh,
Yeah.
Lisa says there's 358 colors, or over 300 colors, as Pam says.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a down
Wow.
payment on a car.
I
Just put it
mean,
that way.
yeah, yeah, it is. It is. So I guess the moral of the story is if you do get into Copics, pick a couple of colors that you really, 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 really like and just start from there.
But see, that's just the thing. Depending on what you do with them, you don't need all the colors because look, these two blues are so similar
That's
that do you
true.
really need both? Do you really need both of them? No,
Mm-mm.
you don't.
No.
Yeah. But like if you're a special artist like Pam who has all the skin tones and all the earth tones because she does that kind of work,
Yep.
then it makes sense to have all of those. But to have all 358 or whatever, you really don't need them all. Which is one of the lessons that I teach in one of my coloring classes is how if you don't have all of a complete set, how you can take 2 colors and get the color that you want. And so knowing color theory and how colors work really is beneficial and a lot cheaper. So
Cool. Well, I think we have like a minute left. So
not even.
oh my
So
God, have a
good
great
night.
weekend, guys. Good night. We'll see you Monday. Take care.
Or Sunday
Peace.
at 2 o'clock.
Or Sunday at 2 o'clock for the studio. Be there for stamping. Bye.